The destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There's a shark in the water.
Surprise!
Bet you guys didn't see that coming.
I know. Hello!
And now Kelsey's attached to the mic. For anyone who wasn't watching but only listening, Kelsey and I have our Shark Tank dance down pat.
I had to upgrade our dance to keep it fresh. You know, keep you guys on your toes.
Exactly.
Who knows what we're gonna do next?
Who knows what we're going to do next? And if you'd like to find out next, Kelsey, where can everyone find you on social media?
Guys, I'm Kelsey Hightower, and you can find me at Kels Hightower.
And I'm Zoe Hewitt. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RealZoeHewitt. And now let's Shark Tank dive right into the first episode because we have so many great products to discuss tonight. Also, just to let you guys know before I forget, three things. First thing, we will have the chat up again, so we are looking forward to chatting. So if you're in the chat, we cannot respond to you, but like last week, we will be watching and responding that way. Second thing, I will be gone the next couple of weeks. I'm so sorry to say that's actually 4 episodes worth, but only 2 weeks. But the good news is we are definitely back after that. There are at least 2 more episodes on the books, so I will be back in February, but Kelsey will be here for the next 2 weeks. And
I'll be here.
Yep.
So we will be very sad. We will miss you, and we will still chat about you.
Thank you. I'll be here in
good
spirit.
ways.
And Kelsey will do some wonderfully fun things, I guarantee, because I just know it.
I know. I don't know how I'm going to hold up the whole Shark Tank dance alone, though. So we're going to have to... We'll manage.
I have faith that you'll do it.
You have to do it in spirit, though.
I will. Be
Wherever you're at in the world, just do... Fins up.
Fins up.
Fins up.
That needs to be like our catchphrase.
That's our thing. All right.
Fins up. Yes. Okay, now Joe's Gourmet Fish Fry, first in the tank. Joe and Miranda, $150,000 in exchange for 15% of the company. And basically, this is an all-in-one seafood breading, they call it, but really you can use it for absolutely anything, veggies, meats, and you can bake or air fry with it. Basically, it is supposed to be delicious, and the sharks sure thought so.
They sure did, and it was very interesting. They started the show with kind of a, I don't know what you would call it, but like perspective. Like it was starting in Atlanta, showing a little piece of life,
right.
And their background, which was interesting because they don't really do that as far like very much when somebody's coming into the tank pitching, especially at the open of the show.
Yeah, not lately. They have in the past, but not so much. And I think that's because this season they've been doing more of the new fill-in sharks, so they've had to do more of those. But yeah, we haven't seen those in a while, and I like that. I like that background.
I do too, and it makes you really fall in love with the characters and the people, and so yeah, you definitely fall in love with the story. And he had 6 restaurants that got destroyed Katrina. By Katrina, so that's very sad. Quickly, hello Tina.
Yay!
Welcome
Welcome to the chat. But unfortunately, Tina, it looks like you're about to go to the dentist. Boo-hoo, but you'll be back next week. Yay. Actually, I'm going to the dentist next week too, so maybe it's a thing at this time of year.
I guess I need to schedule like for 2 weeks from now. I guess that's when I need to go get my teeth checked out.
One a week, right?
Yes.
Tina goes this week, I go next week.
And then I'll be the following, you know? All right.
I'm on Wednesday. I have an awesome dentist, by the way.
Do you?
I do. I love my dentist.
Well, let's talk afterwards. I need a good dentist.
But let's talk Joe and Miranda, right?
Tina, have a good appointment.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Back to Joe's.
Yes.
Joe Jr. That was, I mean, what an incredible story. Very like tugs at your heartstrings. And I just love their story. I'm not a huge, like, seafood person, so but I would love to put that like on fried chicken or something. Like they were talking about that, and I was like, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
And especially like the South, their seasoning. I lived in Louisiana, in Alexandria for a bit. My mom and my sister lived there, and the food there is so flavorful, and I mean, you can't beat the South, so as far as like flavors and food. So I was like, the whole time I was thinking about that, I was like, that's gonna be good. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I think I would definitely invest. I know we're not to that yet, but what did you think about it?
I thought it looked delicious and I wanted to try it, especially the shrimp. I don't remember if that was in the background or if that was in the real thing, but I don't know. I guess I had breaded shrimp in my head, and I
think
really
that was-
craved shrimp at that point.
I think they tried that. That was part of the sample.
So that must have been where it stuck in my head. And for anyone who didn't watch, the background on the story was that Joe and his dad had actually owned a restaurant. They wound up with 6 restaurants. They were destroyed in Hurricane Katrina. So after that, they were selling at like fairs and things like that because some of the deep fryers from the restaurants had survived. So he spent about 15 years going to sell at festivals, and then his wife realized, wait a minute, the big product here is actually the breading. Like, people were asking to buy it. And so far they've sold $409,000 worth. They're on track for $270,000 this year, $450,000 next year, and this is their 7th week in Walmart, at least as of when the episode taped, which is pretty darn impressive.
I know. It was really, really impressive, but the sharks were not biting, if you will, because they found out that his dad owns 85% of the company. That, like, is not even your own company at that point.
Yeah.
But, of course, he was talking. He was like, it's, you know, family, and especially, like, in the South, like, families are very close and tight-knit and stuff. So he was like, you know, he kind of has, I guess, control over, like, the say, and it's still his company and all that stuff. Right. So,
and that's because his parents were all in. His parents sold their house to finance this, so,
and they gave his retirement.
Yeah.
Like, they put a lot into that. So those are good parents. Like,
really supportive parents.
Really supportive parents. Yes. Send them a good birthday card. You know?
And so Damon actually did make them an offer. He was the only shark who did. Most, some of them, like Kevin, had problems with the valuation, but Damon offered 150, but he wanted 25%. All the sharks basically urged them to take it at that point.
Yeah.
They countered and asked for 18, and then realized not such a good idea.
Kind of like
25, good deal. We'll
kind of like, would you take 18? No? Okay, it's fine. Like,
don't go away.
It's fine. So, which is good. Smart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least I always think everybody should counter offer, and they should be allowed to do that. You know, like, there's been a couple times where the sharks have been like, nope, you know, bye. But usually it's fine. You know, like, usually they appreciate, like, they're like, okay, no, I'm not going to counter offer. But I think everyone should at least try, you know.
I agree. They should be allowed to. And they get very...
it depends on the mood.
It depends on their mood. Exactly. But you said you would invest. Me too.
I would. Yeah.
I want to eat this.
Tasty.
It does. Joe, if you're watching, we would love to eat this.
I know.
Come on the show.
Samples.
I know you're in Atlanta, but come visit us.
You know.
Send samples.
Come to the other coast.
Yes.
Coast to coast, it's fine.
So we know that we would have both invested, and so let's move on to product number 2 in the tank, goat pet products. Michelle was in the tank, $499,000 in exchange for 9% of her company. Basically, this is a speaker that you can clip onto your pet's collar, your dog most likely. So when you're going on a walk, you can play music through it. If your dog is home alone, you can play soothing music from it. And it also has a button, so you can take like a selfie with your dog. And I think the sharks didn't quite get this. Also, goat stood for, we found out later, greatest of all time. So
that's like a trend thing happening now, like, on the internet. Like, if you call somebody a goat, they're like, greatest of all time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So she's just kind of like taking what's trendy now currently and trying to apply that to her name. Maybe so she can get more like Google searches or something like that. But
maybe I totally didn't get that, and I wondered too. I was glad when it came out because I was like, goat
like,
products,
oh,
like that's
for
a
a
niche
dog?
market. I was like, goat's a very niche market here.
I know. Also, while you were describing that, when you were like, oh, most likely for a dog, I was picturing somebody using this for like their cat, and like, what would you say? Like, because I don't know. I was just thinking, what would you record for your animal to say to you, like, in the future is pretty much what it is.
This was not the one where she dressed up. You're talking about Snow White, right?
Yeah.
Wait, this was not, was this Snow White?
Yeah, Michelle Winovich.
Why did I not?
Dressed up as
Snow
White.
Oh, yes, because here, I'm so
PetSmart.
glad. I'm so glad you brought that up because I made the note further down. And I wanted to bring that up too, or talk
Okay.
about it because
What
Damon
would
was
you-
so rude to her. So, right, we have gone over, we've sort of vaguely mentioned it. So if you haven't seen the
couple of them were kinda
episode,
rude.
basically Michelle came in wearing a Snow White outfit. And the idea was that Snow White could talk to animals. And so she was showing that, because one of the things that this app does, right, is put words in your pet's mouth as well, as you said. I thought they were so rude to her.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit, either the sharks get it or they don't, and I feel like if one person kind of makes a comment about it, they all sort of jump on board sometimes as far as, like, presentation goes, and they were like, what is this? Why are you doing this? I mean, I guess if it was... she was selling like princess books or something to do with princess like directly, but they couldn't see like the bigger vision of it as far as like, this is a representation of, you know, what Snow White does and talks to animals.
Did you get it?
I totally got it. I got it, but you know, it wasn't directly corresponding to like pets and the product, but I don't know. It's part of your pitch. She stands out. Like, think about it. Like, of the whole episode, I remember the girl that's dressed up like Snow White, you know, like in costume. So I just want to go back to what would you record for your pet?
I got distracted
because thinking about that. If you are out in the comments, like leave us a comment. Tell me what you would record for your animal, because I am so curious. Because I just think about like memes and, you know, like Grumpy Cat. Like what would Grumpy Cat say for this? Like, no. Just like for everything, his response would be like, no. Okay, go fetch. No. Go get the bone. No. Are you hungry? No.
You're right. You're totally right.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's funny.
I will say, so I have 2 cats and a dog at home.
Oh my gosh. What would they could have conversations with each other.
Conversations. And I will say that I have had discussions even about like which animal would like eat me first, because they're all very food motivated, but one of my cats in particular is like, out of my way, dinner time.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I were to not be there to feed her, I feel like, or like, let's say I died in the house and was just laying there, she would be like, bam, 1 minute past dinner time, sorry.
I mean, your finger.
No, she'd go for the fatty parts.
Oh, okay. Or that. Your buttocks.
But you know, like I feel like that's what my animals would say. They'd be like, "Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me." That is amazing. And I always, when I'm like dog city, I don't have any animals. I live in a small apartment. I've had a fish before, and that's been delightful. But I couldn't clip on the fish like bloop bloop bloop.
Except it would sink from the weight of that thing.
And
then trapped at the bottom. Dang. It's kind of grim, actually.
This is so sad. This has taken a plunge
sad turn.
south.
But everyone was really impressed with Michelle because she's had $2 million in sales in less than 6 months. And basically it's because she is going to be in PetSmart. She signed an exclusive with them. And as part of the exclusive, what she negotiated in return is that if anything does not sell in the store, they're not allowed to return it to her. So that means that the $2 million that she negotiated with them for product, that is hers free and clear. But that also means there's no proof of sale here because it just happened. We don't know how it's going to do. And that it did send a lot of sharks out. But Robert was interesting and interested. He said he loves the pet industry. He was impressed with her $2 million order. He said that he would do it for 1/3 of the company. He refused to negotiate. And then she asked for 20%. He said no, firm at 33% for 1/3. She tried again at 25%. He said firm. She said deal. And so I do want to back up also and add that she had raised $260,000 with a silent partner who owns 50% of the company. Now, what they did not say was if the third would be coming and she had rights to negotiate out of that 50%, or if the third of the company was coming from her share of the company. Because a lot of times the sharks say they don't want to do that then because taking 1/3 of what she owns means she barely owns her company now.
I know. This is like this. A lot of company or a lot of entrepreneurs in this episode are kind of not really in their own business, or they're
you're right.
Given it up, a lot of it already. So that's tough. But yeah, I mean, she got a deal and she got a shark out of it, and especially without any proof of sale, and she doesn't know, like, this is a contract for only 6 months with PetSmart, so if it doesn't do well, then she probably won't get picked up again. So it's, like a catch-22 there. It's like, it's good, but hopefully if they sell, then she can get picked up and have something, but you never know. I was surprised that Robert actually took the deal, because everybody was kind of quick to be like, no, there's a lot of red flags. And all of a sudden Robert was like, I like this industry. And I was like, what? Okay. So
he does. He always likes to pet the animals.
I know. So I that was impressive. So that was good for her.
Yeah. Would you have done that deal?
I don't know. I just make up voices for my pets out loud in the moment, more of a on the cuff kind of, instead of a record and speaker it. So I would probably not do that.
I don't think I would either. I don't think I would have given away a third of the company unless.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
and that.
Here's the thing. I would have given away a third if it was a third total. So she was also taken from her silent partner. But if she has to give up that third of the company from her 50%, so she only owns now 50% minus 33 1/3, then I don't think it was a great deal.
No, but
I'm so curious.
I know. We'll have
I
to
really
see.
am.
Maybe they'll do a update.
Yes, we need an update. And so these sell also for $24.99 in stores. Would you spend that much to sink your fish?
No. Again, I think I'm more of a on the cuff talk about my animals rather than a record it speaker situation. So I don't think that I would be doing this.
I don't think I would either. I don't know if I need to play music from my dog's collar that much.
I have another wireless speaker. That's what they make them for, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'd be no deal here. What about
No
you?
deal, but it's fun. It's a fun thing, like a fun gadget, like to make up and, you know, talk for your animal or whatever, because I do that already.
Yes.
You know, for animals. Oh, what's that flower? Oh, that looks good. Oh, hey, how are you doing? I'm going to sniff your butt.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
And moving right along
I
then
know.
to Dude Robe. Howie was in the tank, $150,000 in exchange for 18% of his company. He said, hey, guys don't want to wear robes because they fall open. You see some parts you maybe don't want other people to see if you're in a hotel, for instance, and room service is delivered. So this is basically a 4-piece set that includes shorts, a hoodie, a top that looks sort of like a robe, and then pants. And he launched on Kickstarter, asked for $25,000 there, made $65,000. The full set of 4 pieces sells for $219. The sharks seem to think these basically just look like sweats that guys wear anyway. I have to say I agree.
They pretty much were.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a huge fan of this one. I don't know. It didn't look, I mean, it was just slouchy and I don't know. I can't describe it with words, but it's like, it's not a robe anymore, which is the point.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want it to be a robe, but it's shorts. And if you have shorts already, then, you know.
Then it's not a robe.
It's not a robe. Plus, he was selling these for
$219.
$219
Yeah.
for something that looks like it's Walmart.
Yeah.
I
I think that he should have redesigned a bathrobe to maybe make a flap or something. Like, he was concerned talking about, like, room service comes, you lift your legs,
and
something
then,
shows up.
Yep.
Like, he needed maybe an inner flap, and then maybe to put them, since it's a dude robe, to be in, like, patterns that dudes would like.
Yes, like just reinvent the robe. Yeah. I like where you're going with this, with like a little coverage or something, like extra tie
coverage
or something in there. I would go for that. That's more innovative than, you know, like a top that looks like a robe but is a sweatshirt. I don't know. But I sometimes these guys come in here with like sort of ideas, like they're like man cave ideas, let's call them. And it's like cool when you're hanging out with your bros, but then it's like when you get on Shark Tank, it's like I don't know, the design, especially with clothing and stuff like that, I don't know.
Well, this makes me think then of the one earlier this season that the
Snuggie thing or whatever, the pack.
So in case you guys don't remember, it was basically essentially a sweatshirt that's really, really big, and so it covers you. I mean, that's really all it was.
I know.
And they got a deal.
I know. These poor guys. I just don't know. In the meantime, hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy. Welcome to the chat.
Yes.
Yes, very expensive sweats. You're right.
Totally
very
agree.
Expensive. $219.
What are these guys thinking?
But I guess if you think of them as also going out clothes, because he said you could wear them out, which is funny because when do you wear your bathrobe out? You don't. I will admit I've opened the door in my bathrobe when like UPS has come, and sometimes I feel like I'm at the start of like an X-rated video. Like, what do these guys think when I open?
Hello. This is where it ends. Goodbye. Thank you. I will take my package now.
And half the time they don't even knock, so I just like stay seated and look at them through the window and pretend they can't see me.
Yeah, or like go get the paper or something like in a 1960s TV show. Anyways.
So they did not get a deal. Basically, no one understood this, so they went out very quickly.
They did, yeah.
So would you have invested?
No, I don't understand it.
Yeah, me
I'm
either.
so sorry.
Me either. I'm sorry too. I don't get it either.
But
the
good
long
luck.
hair. Yes, good luck, dude. Robe.
Dude robe.
Woo. I mean, it's a good name. It's a fun name.
It's a really fun name. Just, I just take I think these are good suggestions. Like take the robe, make a flat. It's going to be great.
Yes.
Okay, more dudes.
Okay, more dudes, exactly. The long hairs, Lindsay and Chris were in the tank, $95,000 in exchange for 10% of their company. Basically, they want to start a grooming and lifestyle brand is what they called it. But these are hair ties for guys, and basically they have guy-type patterns on them. I mean, that's really essentially all these were.
That is exactly what they were, and they're going for the lifestyle brand, like catering towards guys with long hair, which I think is good, and it probably could have started 5 years ago when man bun, or even earlier when man buns started to get popular.
Yep.
I support that. Like, I mean, not the long hair or the man buns necessarily, but like what they're doing and how they're like finding a niche and like chasing that, and especially like doing the whole like video thing with hair whips and all this stuff with their long hairs.
And so basically, again, if you guys weren't watching, they wanted to be in the Guinness Book of World Records, and so they went to the Grand Canyon and did the most consecutive hair whips, which was for like 14 days straight. And Damon said, I don't want to work with you because if that's what you were doing, I would be very upset.
Yeah, and I think that's good that he like realizes that and is like, I'm not gonna change you guys. Like that's not my work ethic, and obviously it's yours.
It's not what I want to do.
I know. I hope that they like, were protecting their necks. Like that seems
a
like
lot
I
of-
would be really sore. Like afterwards, I'd be like, lay on a pillow and just not move.
Achy. And actually, so they made $25,000 in their first year, $85,000 year to date, with $140,000 projected. They sell them on their website and on Amazon. It's $12 for their hair ties. It only costs them $1.50. I do agree that like I can see guys who want something maybe that's not just a pink hair tie or something. And they also have hair serum. So there were some other products, although that was the only other one mentioned.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of expensive for a hair tie.
$12.
I'm gonna say that, but I did like Lori didn't. She was out, but she did have some suggestions of like making them like black or more guy
Pirates,
pattern.
I think she thought,
and stuff like that. So she's
or
always
skull.
Yeah,
right?
she's always really good with marketing and advertising and all that sort of stuff, and giving really good suggestions, even if she doesn't place a like take it.
That is like her brand. She's the shark who offers you advice as she says no. Yeah,
I know, that's so sweet. I love it. But yeah, I think that they're on the right track to like marketing towards guys with long hair. They know what they're doing. That's the first step in like a good business is like know who you're selling to. Yeah,
I suppose. I don't know. It didn't strike me like it struck me as a good idea. But to me, not super investable. Judy in the chat says $12 for 4 of them. Maybe she's cheap, but it's too expensive. They'd also get lost too easily, but it's a good idea. I mean, I agree on all of those counts. $12 for 4 is a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, they do make hair ties for women that are more expensive, but I don't know if they go up to like $12. More like $8 would be a good
Well, I guess
price
if that's
range.
for 4. I thought it was for 3. So either way, though, $3 to $4 each. That's a lot.
That is a lot. So
there's no skull pattern I want enough to spend $3 to $4.
I know, and I do lose mine a lot. So anywho,
but they did get a deal from Mark. Surprisingly enough, he offered them $100,000 in exchange for 25% of the company. They countered with 15%. Mark countered at 20%, and they took the deal there. Now, I did write 100, but they had asked for 95% originally. Is that right? Did Mark offer them 5,000 more, or did I just write something down?
No, that's correct. Okay. So he upped it.
He upped it by 5.
Also they asked for 95,000 for 10%, and then they ended up selling at 20. But yeah, he upped it.
Okay, well, that was nice of him to give him more money.
I know.
That was really surprising. Actually, now that I look at that again. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, would you have invested in the long hairs?
Actually, I like, I wouldn't use it myself or necessarily, but I think it's a good idea, and I think I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't have like a fear of missing out on this one. So good idea, but I would sit this one out.
The long hairs. I've got the long hair. I understand the struggle.
Are you going to go to the Grand Canyon? 14 days.
Yes. 15. I'm
for you.
coming. Yeah.
Coming
Sorry,
after you.
guys. I'm not going to be here for the next, couple weeks. I'm going to be hair flipping.
Damon would not go into business with you.
I know. Sorry. Mark would.
Yes, Mark would. So now
Watch out.
We're moving on now to the next episode since we had 2 back-to-back. So this is actually episode 17. Started out with Alice's table. Alice was in the tank. Hopefully you caught that from the name Alice's table. $250,000 in exchange for 6.25%. Basically, she wants to empower women. She calls it business in a box. And what this business is, for $699, you can buy into what's essentially a franchise. She teaches you how to do flower arranging. And then basically what she's teaching you is how to go teach other people how to do flower arranging. And so once you take her class for $700 basically, then you go out and find people who will pay you to teach them flower arranging for $65 a person, and then Alice gets 30% commission, so about $19 on every single ticket sold.
It's a lot of hustling.
It's a lot of
for
hustle.
everybody.
For everyone,
For
yes.
Alice and whoever buys her product.
And we were talking about this right before we started shooting, that it seems like there are so many direct sales marketing people now. Like, we know so many people, each of us, who are busy trying to sell everything, like clothing, makeup, hair care, face care,
Yeah,
any
lots
care.
of like health and beauty,
Yeah.
especially on like Facebook pages, like doing it like on your own, like the Avon stuff, or like kind of replacing Mary Kay, that sort of kind of idea of like being your own salesperson, which is a good idea. But for this is $699 per kit. That's $700.
But I think some of them have high buy-ins like that. So to me, that doesn't seem... to me,
seems
this just seems like all
crazy.
of those other ones. Only it's teaching flower arranging, and she says you get, what, like an apron and... some
yeah,
trimming
and then
shears?
she'll send you like the flowers, I think, whenever you go to an event or
It was a
whatever
little
is.
bit confusing.
Yeah, because you have to like sell tickets, but is
Yeah.
it events that it's not events that she does. You have to go find your own.
You have to go
events.
find your own.
So, and then like sell tickets to people.
It was a little confusing. I think
That's where I'm like getting confused.
what
like,
I
in the
gather
mix.
is like you get, let's say, 30 of your closest friends to buy tickets for $65 each, and you teach them flower arranging. I think
it's like one of
but
those
it's-
little parties,
Right.
like, come do a spa day and
Exactly.
buy the face masks.
Right,
and
but what
stuff.
you're doing is learning something.
Yeah.
So it's like, like the one I think they had the update last week, the wine in which they referenced to Kevin owns,
Yeah,
the
the
wine one.
wine and art
painting. Yeah.
painting.
So similar to this, right?
Yeah.
You go
but
to an
you have
event,
to do
you
your
do
own
flower
class
arranging.
or something.
Right, you
Yeah,
teach it.
Interesting.
I mean, it's fine. It was slightly
Yeah.
confusing.
It would be fun if you had like, I don't know, if you were like a socialite or something and you were like, I'm kind of bored. Let me take up flowering, gardening, not gardening, but
Flower
just
arranging.
flower
I
arranging.
have thought, though, a flower arranging class would be fun.
That
I have
would
thought
be
about
fun.
that.
I would go to a flower arranging class, maybe not for $65, but
Yeah.
I would maybe like a little bit cheaper.
Someone who's maybe better trained than one class themselves.
That's true.
Because all they've done is take one class, and they're just teaching you the one thing they've learned, right?
I guess so. I guess I was thinking like if you go to a studio rather
Right,
than like going
usually-
to someone's house.
Right, like usually it's someone who's a professional who does
Yeah.
classes like that. Like I
you
took
can
a
always like
crafting
pretend
class.
like you're a professional though.
Right.
Hello, ladies. Welcome. I have been doing this for many, many years now.
Well, that's called lying.
Lying, exaggerating slightly. What is the difference? No, I'm kidding.
And you do have to hustle, because she said in 8 months, she sold, when she tried it herself, $100,000 worth of tickets. She said right now there's only one person who is getting close to that, but she has 53 people who are essentially, she calls them execs, they're essentially franchisees. And so basically she did wind up getting an offer from Mark, who I guess was really busy giving out money this week, $250,000 in exchange for 10%, but he wanted the option to buy more with the next round at the same value. And he wanted to go in with Sarah Blakely, who is of course the founder of Spanx, who is a guest shark in the tank this week. And she agreed, but said, she would need another 10% for that. And Alice agreed pretty much without hesitation to that 20%.
Which was
then.
smart. I would
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Judy in the chat says, I didn't understand understand who pays for the materials used in the class.
See, I think that's where your $65 fee comes in. That covers the flowers. But I was also confused because Alice seemed to say that you could get the flowers through her. So
Yes,
I'm not clear either.
Yeah, I was a little fuzzy on the whole like classes and the $65. I think they buy a ticket to the class, which is $65, but then Alice I think sends the flowers.
No, because Alice only
that?
makes her $19 commission. She's not sending flowers because unless she's getting paid even more for that.
Well, isn't that maybe that's part of the $700 initiation kit?
No, because that's just to teach him. Because otherwise, that money would disappear quickly. You can't have unlimited flowers for $700. I'd buy for that.
Judy, we don't know.
That was part of the problem. Yes, we do not get this, Judy. And
I don't know either.
The other point with this is that she kept calling it business in a box because she said that this is just one of many things that she could teach women to empower them.
Yeah.
And
which I like the concept of it. I'm just slightly confused on like I feel like I need to see like a PowerPoint demonstration like how is this gonna work, but like I like where she's going with it. I like the idea of like, okay, it's a new business out there and a lot of people are doing the whole makeup thing or health and beauty like we talked about, so like why not jump on board? So
why not do something else?
Why not?
I guess I don't know. I'm just not fond of selling to friends, so I'm out
really
on that
hard.
basis alone. I just can't even.
I know. I can't do that either.
I can't get behind that. So
it's
sorry.
It's stressful. It gives me anxiety. Like, hi everybody on Facebook. Please come to my house and do a spa day and buy something, please.
Kelsey, I'll make you a deal. I promise to never try and sell you anything if you promise me the same. Yes, deal. So basically deal, and we are out on this deal, although Mark and Sarah did take it with Alice, and that takes us to Zup.
But real quick, we had a quick update.
We did. Would you like to fill in on that Aqua Vault?
Yes, on Aqua Vault, because I think that is such a cool product because it is so Damon was the shark that went in with Rob, Arian, and John on Aqua Vault. And right now they're in Florida, and the update is that they're doing really well. They met with, I think, one of the mayors, and they're going to be promoting that on the beaches. And what you do is you can put your stuff into the vault, and then it locks onto your beach chair. So it's not just like freestanding, on your chair, so someone could just grab a vault, but it's like attached to the chair, so they'd have to like pick up the whole chair and take it. And I thought this is such a great product that they're selling, because how many times do you go to the beach and you're like, well, I have my car keys and I have my cell phone and I have my, speaker and like all this stuff, but I want to go like hang out in the water. What are you going to do? So you have the vault and stuff, and it's been doing really well. So that was our little update. Yeah. So that's fun in the sun with Aqua Vault.
The demonstration in this one, actually going back, because I had not seen this product before, was on like one of those big reclining pool chairs.
Yeah.
So that's not just at the beach. And now that we start talking about it more, what would you do with it at the beach?
Well,
if you bring your own chair, it's easy enough for someone to just fold up your chair and steal it then.
That's true.
And take it home and figure out what's inside later. Maybe they don't want to deal with that much, I guess.
I know. Or maybe you can kind of like hide it on your chair. Like if you have the beach towel, like if you have your chair, you can and put it kind of at the base of it. Maybe it's more hidden.
It would be good if you're at a resort, for sure, because they have the big chairs. No one's taking those big chairs.
And I think that's what it's marketing towards. So,
but this was on the beach. It was Miami Beach.
But Miami beaches are different than like here in LA, because they do have more of the like resorts and the big long chairs and stuff.
But at a resort. And they were talking about it just as the beach.
Yeah.
A little bit confusing there, too.
Well, I think they might have, Florida beaches might be more resort anyways.
Yeah, but they don't just offer free chairs to people unless you're at a resort.
Yeah, but there's more opportunities there than there are here on LA.
No, because you can go to resorts here, too.
I mean, you can, but a lot of people just hang out at the beach. I don't really see many beach chairs, like resort chairs, when I go to Santa Monica.
True. Well, I guess you'd have to be at
or
one of the big hotels.
You'd have to be at the hotel. I don't see them often.
Okay. It is a good idea, though. I do need to look this one up.
Yeah, that
Zup
was fun.
is next. Glenn,
Okay.
Nick, and Scott were in the tank, $300,000 in exchange for 10% of their company. This is basically a boogie board that you can ride in multiple ways. And one of the things that's proprietary about it is that when you have the ski toe, instead of trying to like put it into the front of the board where you can pinch your fingers because it's recessed, this is sort of up a little bit so that you don't hurt yourself. And then the other parts of it that were proprietary are that the footholds can also function as knee rests and leg rests. So because it's multifunctional, they've got their utility patents on it. The boards range from $219 to $429. They're sold in 180 retailers, and they have made $2.5 million in 4 years. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was a cool little gadget, but the guys were kind of hard on their pitch.
Yeah,
I
the
would
sharks were
say.
hard on. Wait, you mean the sharks were hard on the guys?
The
or
sharks were a little hard on the guys, but the guys weren't really
polished.
polished. Yeah, that's a good word to use.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really figure out, I think it was Glenn. He was very emotional, but I couldn't understand why he was emotional.
Well, I thought there was more coming, and they kept cutting him off. I thought maybe
Yeah.
something happened. He kept saying he has
I
4 girls,
know.
and
I
was
thought
like,
something happened to like
"Oh."
one of the girls
That's what I
or
thought,
something,
too.
but we never heard the story, so it just never really came across as like
Yeah.
heartfelt.
Yes.
So that was kind of, I don't know if that wasn't very in favor of Glenn or selling their product because it, you know, you never got to hear the story, and he just kept almost crying like every time he talked. So that was really hard, and the sharks really didn't like that. I think they were getting agitated because of that, so they were giving him a hard time. Plus, the more they talked to him, the more they found out like a few red flags as far as like they had somebody else try to recreate their product and took it to court. And
They lost. Which was, of course, a huge red flag to the sharks. And they said they're appealing, but none of the sharks seemed to think that they were actually going to get anywhere with that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like once you say you lost, it's, I don't know, it's hard to recover from that. So,
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it looked fun. Damon said,
He'd buy one.
yes. I know. I'm jumping ahead a lot today. But I was like, he's out, but he'll buy one. So I feel like that's kind of the mentality that a lot of them were going towards. Like, we're not going to invest in this because there's too many, you know, things. And they were in debt.
Yeah, $550,000 in debt, which
That's
is a lot of money. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone was out on this one. No deal. And
I know.
none of them seemed, I think, remotely considering it either.
I know. I mean, and Sarah was trying to be nice and give them pointers for like how to kind of pitch this better and like what to talk about and bring up. So hopefully the next time that they are in front of investors, they'll have like a better polish to it. But she was talking about like what makes you different and all that stuff, and they weren't really able to like spit it out or give a great straight answer. So that was not very good on their part. And then I think that's kind of, Sarah was just helping them. But I don't know. I would think that they would have had the best chance with Lori maybe selling this, or Mark, because Mark's kind of like the sporty guy. And Lori, I feel like, could sell this in the stores and stuff. You don't think she could do something like that?
I don't think this is a Lori product, because I don't know. I just don't see this as like flying off the store shelves. It's expensive. I feel like unless you live on a beach or it's close enough that you're going regularly,
or like a lake.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Unless you live on water.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I wouldn't spend this much. I'd rent one for a few days, and that's it. Why would I?
Yeah, it is expensive.
Spend 400, even
a board.
219. I mean,
it would be so great if they would have pitched it as far as like more towards kids or youth, like learning how to wakeboard or learning how to like get up on a board. Like this is their first board that they're ever gonna ride, and like kind of go that way.
Which I think they kind of tried, but they needed more polish. It was the pitch. And this actually in some ways reminded me then, you weren't with the Shark Tank then, but last season there was Polyglide, and it was a really cool company that it's like an ice rink for indoors. Basically, you lay out like squares of tiles sort of to make an ice rink, and it was the same sort of thing where I think his name was Jim, and he was on the show with us, and thank you, it was so much fun, but that like he was great, but like these guys, he didn't want to badmouth the competition, and that didn't help him either.
Yes, that's tough.
So.
And you have to think of it not as bad-mouthing, but comparing like the differences. Like that's what Sarah was saying whenever she was talking about it. So
in or out on Zup?
Zup. Nope.
Yeah.
Nut buns up.
Yeah, me either. But it did look fun. I would rent one.
Yeah, I
It
think
looked-
so too.
yeah.
I would definitely want to try it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
Booby Bar. Wendy was in the
Ooh.
tank, $150,000 in exchange for 10% of the company. This is basically a lactation bar for breastfeeding moms. It's filled with lots of herbs to help increase the breastfeeding supply. And she's a lactation consultant. She's a nurse. She has a 52% repeat customer rate. And let's see, she's made $778,000 in 2 years of sales. She's in 500 stores, including Bye Bye Baby. She just got into 200 Walmarts. And one of the big hesitations from the sharks is that because these are herbs, there have been no clinical tests done. And I mean, even with herbs, you can do clinical tests, but she has not. And they were all very hesitant to put their names behind anything that may or may not work more than a placebo effect.
Exactly. So they were saying you can't prove it. It's just claims. You know, you're just claiming that this will work.
Right.
Yeah. So they were having a lot of trouble with that. And most of the sharks were kind of saying that at one point. So she was kind of getting frustrated. I didn't think she was going to get a deal out of it because everyone was like, we can't put our name behind it. And it turns out that kind of towards the end,
Take it away.
yes, Mark says,
And Kevin.
oh, yes.
Well, she wound up with two offers actually. So right. So Kevin, $150,000. He did it. He said it for 20%.
In sales, I trust.
And that, yes. And then Damon offered the same thing, but he wants to license the product. Kevin likes the club idea. Basically what she has is that you can buy in for $79 a month to get a 1 month supply, a 30-day supply. And so like one of those club things, like he has a wine club, so that's why Kevin was into it. She did take the deal with Damon, who got it sort of at the last minute when he said, wait a minute, I have a 15-month-old, so this is what I'm doing, which, okay, maybe Damon's not doing it, but you know.
I know, but
he was trying.
At least he kind of understands more than Kevin does.
Maybe, but Kevin has kids.
Yeah, he does. He's, it's been a while, but he understands.
I don't know. The clubs. I don't know.
But she went with Damon, and it was kind of like a last minute on the spot pressure, which was kind of fun for us viewers. And I thought that was good. I'm glad she got a deal out of it. It seemed like it tastes good. Everybody tried it, and
they liked it.
really liked the product. Some of it was gluten free, so it was all like health, herbs, natural.
Right.
So, and I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool product. I would invest.
I think so too. And I mean, this is no different than like acupuncture or something like that, that also has no science other than thousands of years of people saying it works. I'm a big proponent of acupuncture. I don't know if it's the placebo effect or not, but like it always works for me. So
that I've never done it. So
it's so good. Like back pain, stomach ache, if you think you're getting sick, anything.
Oh my
Acupuncture cures everything.
I mean, I would be down to try it. I just haven't yet.
Have a problem?
What is my problem? Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with my problem so I can go. But that's just like, okay, so acupuncture, but also the health craze.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how health conscious we are these days as far as like what we eat and like, eating gluten free, eating, more vegetables or different salads or juicing. Everybody, gets on the juice train.
But that's proven, like the nutrients from food.
I know, but then they come out with different ways, like, okay, you should do smoothies, you should juice, like, it would be healthier if you
cold pressed versus
yes,
this or
and
that,
like different things. So there's always a new health craze, and so I think that's why it didn't really bother me that it was like, not clinically proven. It's just this could help. I don't think that she's paid like promoting it anywhere on her packaging that's like this will solve your problems.
No, I think she is.
Oh, well, then that's a problem. Maybe she should get that.
Well, no, because I think that's no different than it says, like, in small print, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA.
Yeah, as long as we have that, like, small print.
I guess because I do take herbs and things, just like, I'm so used to seeing the statements, I just, whatever.
And I'm just so used to all the health craze and, like, a new fad coming out all the time that I'm just like, okay, why not?
Because I have recently started taking, speaking of these things where you sell to other people, I started taking Juice Plus, I think because I saw someone talking about it so emphatically in my timeline and so constantly. I was like, maybe I should try this. Do you know what Juice Plus is?
No.
So it's supposed to be, they don't even call it a vitamin. It's like they say it's like dried fruits and vegetables. So that way you're getting the full nutrients, like as if you had the vegetables and fruit versus a vitamin that just tries to extract certain things.
Oh, I see.
I don't know, but my friend who
Why
was selling
not?
this was like swearing by it and saying how she hasn't been sick in like 4 years. So I started taking them. I don't know.
I would try that over some of the like lotions or shampoos that all of my Facebook friends are selling.
I have people selling those too. I have everything
everything.
except flowers in a box. Haven't seen that on my Facebook.
Okay, so there we go. She's the one.
She's the one. So Booby Bar, are you in or out?
I would do it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
I
so
would
too.
invest as far
Yeah,
as
I think
like-
so too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good market. And what Kevin didn't say that he normally does is that with babies, that's when people will spend anything to do anything.
Yeah.
So it really, I think Kevin would have been a better shark to make the deal with though.
You think
because
so?
this is like right in his wheelhouse. The club, the kids, everything. Yeah. Damon
Yeah.
seemed a little odd to me actually for that choice. But
Yeah.
it's good. He'll be a good shark.
Yeah.
Good
For
choice.
sure.
Good choice.
She got a shark.
Yes, which is the best.
I know.
Okay, Pantaloon, because I wish we could just show this video now
Oh,
for like the
I
next
know.
9 minutes
That's
of our
what we
show.
should do.
Eugenia, $60,000 was her ask in exchange for 20% of her company. Basically, it's a panda costume that goes on your dog, and then it started because she put up a video of her dog. She made one for her dog, little black and white dog, so of course the panda costume looks extra cute. And the video went viral with more views than like Beyonce's latest video, so it's like 140 million views. And so she started making more costumes. She actually owns an online store called Pantaloon that sells mostly panda things, as you could guess from the name. She's been doing well with it for 3 years now. So she bundled that with her new business. And she said, yeah, admittedly, she has no sales for this new costume company. The costumes retail for $39.99 or $34, depending on what my writing says. She is doing pre-orders now. How cute, though, was that dog in the panda costume?
Oh my gosh. So when that came out, okay, if you have not seen Shark Tank, you should go see episode 17.
The fourth product just
The
for that.
fourth
yeah.
product. Just go to
Yes.
the end and watch that video because it's just her little dog running out and it looks like a big stuffed animal panda.
Yeah. A small stuffed animal because her dog is like 3 pounds.
Okay, yes, that is true. But it is so adorable, and all the
Yeah.
sharks were laughing. I mean, it is so cute.
But they were laughing negatively, don't you think? I don't think they were laughing like this is cute. They were laughing like, what is this? Why am I watching this?
they just thought it was funny. Like I thought when they
like bad
before-
funny. I didn't think they thought it was good funny at
I think it was
first.
like neutral funny, and then Kevin started talking about the whole like a rat-sized dog or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he was obviously like not on board and kind of like making snide remarks about
Yeah.
it and negative. He was definitely
Yeah.
negative towards that, but I think at first when they just saw the video, I think it was kind of like a neutral like, oh my gosh, like this is ridiculous laughing sort of.
I thought like ridiculous negative. I'm holding firm. I thought it was about it. If, however, Robert had been in the tank, which he was not, he would have been all over this.
I know.
This was like
that's what I was
the
thinking.
Robert animal
Yes,
thing.
I was
yeah.
like, I would like to see him take this one rather than the
Yeah.
talking speaker.
Yeah, he would have
thing.
loved this. But what was interesting here, so Damon made an offer, $60,000 in exchange for 35%, and he said he would donate the last 10% to charity. Sarah said that she would match Damon's offer, but she did not make any mention of charity, and thinks that women will buy it. And then Eugene asked, would they go in together? And Damon said no. He said Sarah's unproven in the tank, and she did make a deal with Damon.
I thought that was interesting because when they were going back and forth, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, why doesn't she ask for them to go together? Like, or why doesn't someone do that? I think that would be a good team for this. And she did ask, which I thought was really smart. That's what I would do. And he said no. I was super shocked when he said no. I thought that they were going to do that. And she needed the money for Halloween, so that's why she really needed, like, she was just like, I need this money for this costume. Like, it's definitely a one product, like, get it to the market and sell it. And she took Damon. I liked that she took it because he was donating some of that to charity, and I was like, oh, that's just like the extra incentive to like kind of push to go towards him. But did you think that was the right shark?
I don't know, because I didn't quite get the 10% for charity. Like, I didn't understand why he was asking for that extra from her just for charity, because we've seen other sharks do that. And actually, I think it might have been Damon, and I think it was the Naturally Perfect dolls from last season where he did the same thing. But it's usually when someone comes in saying they specifically want to do good in the world or they want to donate to charity. So they have already brought it up. She didn't bring it up. So it seemed a little bit random to me that Damon said, give me more of your company, but then I'm going to turn around and give that away anyway. So I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah, I don't know either, but yeah, I'm not really sure specifically. I can't answer that, but I did like that he did it. I don't know. It felt,
it was nice, but
it felt nice.
Okay.
You know,
it just felt a little bit
forced.
Pointless.
Maybe?
I hate to say pointless. Like donating to charity is not pointless, but it's surprising. Yeah, random, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't picture Damon as the dog guy, which I guess you don't have to be.
The panda stuffed animal costume guy.
I was shocked that he did it.
You know, maybe he's going to be moving his wardrobe line to,
to
animals.
He could do like daddy doggy type costume.
Matching
costumes.
Yes, for Halloween.
But Sarah, I don't know. She seems like maybe she could have been a good partner here. I don't know. I'm not... I think I said it last time she was in too. I'm not a big fan of hers.
You did say that last time.
I don't know what it is. I know she's finding her shark legs, but...
Finding those shark legs.
Finding her fin.
I do think what you said originally, that Robert would have been the best shark, probably would stand. Correct.
But out of these two, so do you think Damon was the best choice?
I would have gone with Damon. I don't know if he was the best choice, but I think that in that moment, I would have gone with him as well.
Yeah. Good. Okay, would you have invested? You would have gone with Damon, but would you have invested in Pantaloon?
I think that's a tough question. It's a cute costume. I think I would. It's super cute. The video gets me like, you know, if you have a cute, adorable video that is hilarious, then I'm in. Also, when she put the costume, so the panda looked, we were talking about this before as well, when the panda costume was on her cute little dog, it was hilarious and amazing because she had like a black and white dog. But when she put on the second costume that was like a little bunny and
lion. She put on a lion.
No, that was...
Was that supposed to be a bunny?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a bunny because there was a lion, but Kevin had that, and so she didn't put that one on. It was like a bunny. It had like big ears.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a lion that she put on.
No, because the lion one had like a mane.
Oh, you're right. It did.
Yeah, but she put the bunny one on, and it was a tan brown color, and her dog was like black and white, and it didn't really like... It wasn't as real, if I should say that, because like it's a dog running as like a teddy bear. Like how real is that? But it wasn't super as cute. So if you're going to go buy the product, make sure you match the skin tone of your dog with the costume.
No, that is an excellent point. And I thought it was funny too. It's like, to me, this seemed very expensive, although she said that her competitors have similar prices. But she said the thing is that her costume is such high quality. When you're buying a costume for your pet, I don't know if you care that much about quality. And I'll speak up saying, as someone who has costumes for her pets, and the first time, my first adoptee was my cat, one of my cats. And the first time I saw like in a catalog a costume for a cat, I was like, this is so stupid. And then I kid you not, like 6 months later, I have a costume for my cat. And so
amazing.
It's amazing how that works. And actually, we have matching costumes too. We have matching chicken hats that we wear at every Halloween.
Oh,
and we have
I need to see
Christmas headgear on my Instagram. You can check them out. But the thing is, I don't care about the quality because we all wear our chicken hat costumes for 5 minutes.
Exactly. And then you're done. So how often are you going to be wearing a running teddy bear?
No. I mean, I will say my dog wears her sweater more often because it gets cold. She has short hair.
Yes.
But even the sweater wasn't that much. It was a cheapo sweater. It's like, she's a dog.
I know.
She's going to like roll around in the dirt in it. So anyway, I would not make a deal. Or I would not go in on this because it's super cute. I love the video. But not for me.
I know.
So
well, there you go.
There we go. So, Kelsey, where can everyone find you if they want to keep discussing Pantaloon and anything else we've discussed tonight?
Guys, you can keep up the conversation with me, Kelsey Hightower, at Kels Hightower on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter.
And I'm Zoe Hewitt. You can find me as well on Twitter and Instagram. You can even find those photos I was talking about me with my animals and costumes, at Real Zoe Hewitt. That's ZOE, I just felt like spelling it out that time. You can also find me on YouTube at Zoe Hewitt Hosting, where I do a weekly movie analysis show. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.